Welcome to Power User with Crash Long Johnson. That's me. This is part 6 of our Novice Power Automate 6-part series. Our topic today is Power Automate approvals. As a reminder to my viewers, this material is good as date published. As time goes on, things could change. With that said, let's get started and jump over to the computer. Now that we're at the computer, you'll see that we're at our Office 365 home, and we're going to go ahead and click on Power Automate, which will be over here on the left. If you don't see Power Automate, down at the bottom, you'll see all apps. Click on that and you'll be able to access Power Automate that way by clicking in there on Power Automate. So let's go ahead and go to our Power Automate home. And the first one that we're going to do for an approval is from a template. It's delete a file from a Sharepoint library if an approval request is declined. What this is doing is an item is attached to the Sharepoint library. It's going to go get for approval. And if the document doesn't meet the specs, then it'll be approved, it'll be declined, or if it's approved, it'll stay. If declined, it'll be deleted out. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to go ahead and click on the template. And it's got approvals in SharePoint. And I'm going to kind of close these up a little bit so that way we can kind of do one thing at a time, just walk through it. So when a file is created, you're going to pick your SharePoint list. In my case, it's Crash Long Johns. Then we're going to pick our folder. In my case, it's my Novice Power App, Power Automate approval. Then for our send approval, this already has some pre-information filled in. So what we're going to do is we're going to assign it. I'm going to assign it to myself. And then please approve if this file is ready for prime time. Don't need to adjust anything there. And then we're going to do our condition. In this case, the response is equal to approve. If yes, then nothing's going to happen. It'll stay. If no, it's going to delete file. We're going to go ahead and pick our SharePoint site again, Crash Long Johns, and we're going to leave the file identifier again because of the template. We're going to go ahead and save that. So now we're going to go ahead and test this out. So we're going to do test, manual. We're going to test it. So now what we're going to do, so let's go to our, we're going to do our Power Automate approval here. We're going to upload a file. There we go, we got a file uploaded. So let's go back to our Automate. See that now it's working. All right, so when a file is created, it's sent an approval. Now let's look at two different things. Now approval is going to come both in Outlook and also into Teams. So it's going to have two different places that an approval notification will be sent. In Teams, we'll look at the approval here. So there is the approval, and I can approve or reject in the email. If we go to Teams, we'll see that I got a little activity bell. If I click on that, it's the approvals, and I also have this notification where I can approve, reject. You can also see approvals on your little file here, and if you don't see it, you can hit the three little ellipses, and you can get from there. So let's go ahead in Teams. We're going to go ahead and reject that. So that's been rejected, and we're going to get some notifications that's been rejected. If we go back to the Automate, see that it's ran now and it's finished, so it ran successfully. We go back to our document library in SharePoint, and we'll go ahead and sometimes it will go ahead and update automatically. Looks like it's not caught up, so let's do a little refresh. There you go. It's been deleted because it wasn't approved. That's one example of an approval with dealing with an Automate. So let's do one other one. So let's go ahead and do create. I'm going to do an automated cloud flow. And this time we're going to call this one an approval for new item in list. And we're going to do when an item is created. We're going to go ahead and create. So here we're going to pick our site address. We're going to do Crash Long Johns. List name, in this case, I'm going to pick the automated schedule list. We're going to do a new step. We're going to do start approval, so we can just click on approvals, and we're going to get start and wait for an approval. In the approval type, we're going to just approve, reject, first to respond. We're going to give the title of the actual item, assigned to, if I can type, it's going to be me. And we're not going to do anything for the details. Well, let's do some for the details. Need to approve new item to list. We can do the item link. So type in link. So here's our link to item. And then we can do link description. Got a description or not? No. So we'll leave that one blank. All right, so we got that. Now let's do one more, and we're going to do our condition. And our condition is going to be here. Our value is going to be response. In this case, we're going to just do our responses. And that's going to be is not equal to. And we're going to say approve. So if it's not equal to approve, that would make it yes. What we're going to do is we're going to delete item. There's our delete item from Sharepoint. Going to pick the site address, again, Crash Long John's. The list name, which was our automated schedule. And for the ID, we'll pick when an item is created and pick its ID. And there we go. So we're going to go ahead and save that. Let's go ahead and test that. So manual test. All right. So here is our little list that it's running off of. So let's say test 10. And let's say I'm not going to pick a status and hit save. All right. That's been there. So let's go back to our automate. See that's running. And we got everything there, and it's right now stopped and waiting for that approval. So again, if we go to email, we'll see that we have it this way. We also see in Teams that we got waiting for approval here. Let's go ahead and do it this time through the email. I'm going to go ahead and reject. Say no status, even though we didn't look at it, but just giving an example here. Submit. Now we're going to go back and we'll see that, hey, that's been taken care of. And forgot to see that you do see that, hey, it's approval done. Everything's there. So the automate's done itself, done run. So let's go back to our list. Let's give it a little refresh. And you see test 10 is gone. So those are two examples of how the approvals work and how they work. So it gives you an idea like what you can use them for other areas within your businesses. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe so you get updated on new videos. As always, thank you for stopping by. Until next time, keep learning.